Hi lovelies, welcome to your weekly reading with me, Lauren. It's an absolute pleasure to have you with me today. Welcome back to my regular subscribers and welcome to those who have stumbled across this channel. It's an absolute pleasure to have you here with me today. So we're going to be looking at the 25th of November to the 1st of December, and as you can see we have 3 crystals to choose from. We have labradorite, which I don't know whether you can see in the failing light here, but it's so sparkly and glowy, and I love labradorite so much. Or labradorite, I think some people say, but I don't say it that way. And then we have the crystal point, the quartz crystal point here. And then we have the opalite, which I have had since 2013. So I will obviously, as usual, post a picture for about 10 seconds just so you can kind of ruminate on which one you want to have a look. But as far as the week ahead looks generally, we have the new moon in Sagittarius on the 26th. My voice is already disappearing somewhere, I don't know why that is. So yeah, we have it on the 26th of November. And I will be doing a new moon live reading as I did last time for the full moon. It's crept up, hasn't it? It's just been 2 weeks immediately. But I will be doing a new moon live. I can always get them mixed up. A live reading. So you're invited to come and watch that and submit your questions, anything about tarot, anything about the astrology for next year, whatever you want to do. So that's all on its way. But in this reading I'll be doing your cards with the Taramuka. I'll shuffle individually, for each individual one, and I'll also be pulling an angel oracle for you as well. So without further ado, let's have a look and see what your individual, should I say general picks will have for the week ahead. Group 1, so if you chose the labradorite or labradorite, whatever you want to call it, this is the reading for you. It's one of my favourite crystals, like I said. So let's just see what's going to come through for you guys. I apologise about the lighting situation. My additional light broke during Mercury retrograde, so I'm in the process of getting a new one. So hopefully you'll be able to see more illuminated things. And I'm also getting a mic for my laptop for the live readings, so hopefully you can hear me a lot clearer. So fingers crossed, everything crossed, to be honest with you. Okay. So labradorite, what do they need to know? You want to come through, you do as well. All at the bottom today. Okay, and one from the top. I feel like Rachel Riley out of Countdown, like a consonant and up there, down there. Right, so you have the Four of Pentacles, you have the Knight of Pentacles, you have the Hanged Man, and you have the Chariot. So you have 2 major arcanas for the week ahead, and you also have 2 pentacles, or as I like to call them sometimes, pentacles, just because it's fun to say. Right, so, oh, sorry, I knocked a thing a little bit. So just while I'm arranging these cards and getting some messages for you guys, I do want to just announce that 2020 readings are now available. You can have it in email form or in video form, and the link will be in the description box below, just to let you know that, some people were asking about them. So the 2020 readings are available. I am also going to do some picker cards, but if you want a personalised one, they're available now. You have a lot of work ahead of you this week. However, I do feel that there's going to be quite a significant amount of less noise. I think that's the only way that I can put it. Less amount of noise. There's less static and white noise and people shouting around and people demanding your time, attention. So it does feel like it's settling down a little bit more. I think you're very keen or aware of what's going on around you, but some of you may really want to hold on to what's happening in your own life and just kind of keep it secret, or some of you want to be very insular this week. So Mercury retrograde may have really done a number on you, and so you just kind of want to recover this week, which is fine. But I do feel that a lot of you have work to catch up on, or work for you to do, or you're busy. So that's fine. But I do feel that it's less stressful as it has been. So whether that's been to do with Mercury retrograde or whether it's been to do with, just other things, I do feel that the stress level goes down. Because you have more discipline this week as well, and it could be the discipline comes in the form of go away, shut up, telling people to leave you alone, I feel as well that there's kind of a calm before you get back up again. So you have more discipline to say, look, leave me alone. And you have more, look, I'm just going to be myself in my own home, and I'm just going to withdraw from social life or whatever this week, which is absolutely fine. I applaud that because everyone needs that. And if you have the strength to say, leave me alone for a bit, that's even better. But I do feel that the Hanged Man and the Chariot here, so there's a lot of wires around here while I'm charging my phone at the same time as recording. So you have the Hanged Man and the Chariot, so it's kind of saying you're going to be in a unique position, you're going to be resting, so this is your resting, but you're going to actually get more information than you have done maybe previously as to how to proceed, and then when you do, you hit on board with the Chariot. So it's kind of like you may have been wrapped up, you may have had a lot of things to sort out in your head and your emotions, and maybe responsibilities for other people, maybe making to-do lists. I know that's something that I've taken up recently. So this week I need to do and then ticking them off. But that could be a process of you clearing your mind, seeing things from a different perspective, winding down, pausing, sacrificing maybe some invitations, some party invites, some opportunities just to get your head together. And that's absolutely fine. Give yourself permission to get your head together this week, because once you actually get the go ahead from yourself, from your higher self, from any messages, you're going to be wanting to stride ahead. So I feel like this may be Thursday, Friday, this may be Wednesday, Thursday combined, where the time that you spent resting, the time that you've spent, it may even be in between the next 2 weeks actually, going into the first week of December. But the transition from November into December, I do feel it's going to be like, okay. Like you walked a long way, you sit on your sofa for a few days, and then you get up and you're prepared to continue the journey. It feels like you're refreshed a little bit more and you're like, right, okay, let's do this. Whether that's finishing a project, whether that's applying for more jobs, whether that's having more conversations with family, or just rearranging some stuff, I feel like you're going to get more energy towards the end of the week, and clearer vision as to what you want to happen as well. So let's see what the angel cards have to say for you. Ooh, okay. Well, that just flew out immediately. Okay, so this one is, you know what to do. Trust your inner knowledge and act upon it without delay. So yeah, this is the inner knowledge here, and this may be you having to discipline yourself to say no, to stop being shoved around by people who demand things of you. Then what happens is you feel more rested, you feel better. And I know Hanged Man can mean different things, but I'm more of an intuitive reader. I don't go from the literal meaning or die, it's feeling of there's something coming through here that says you're going to be resting. Excuse me, guys, ever so sorry about that. If there was a blip in between, this is simply because, you're probably sick of me talking about it now, but my phone battery, even though it was charging at the time, decided to not charge anymore and just drain completely to zero. So yeah, hopefully that'll be fixed very soon. Mercury retrograde is still around. However, next week, as I was saying, as I was wrapping up, what to do, and that to do is rest. I do see you resting. I do see you being much more in control of your own schedule and much more in control as to where you want to be, how you want to incorporate things from the outside into your life. You're going to be more discerning, and that's going to give you a bit more extra pep when this comes in. So again, it's kind of dark now that I had to wait for this to load, but there's definite changes on its way for you, and I do believe that the kind of resting, recuperation is going to set you up really good or really well for when you want to hit the ground running, maybe into December or even mid-December. So I hope that helped you, my lovelies. Do leave a comment below if this resonated with you. I love hearing from you. And also, if you do want a personal reading or to get that 2020 reading from me, all the information is down below in the description box, or I believe you can click the eye in the sky as well. But in the meantime, blessed be, sending you so much love, and I'm now going to go on to group 2. Hello, beautiful group 2s. You would have chosen the crystal quartz. This is a beautiful point, and I'm hoping that, you know, it brings a lot of clarity. I've had this for quite a while, actually, and I don't know whether you can see, probably not, but there's a little bit of a rainbow tint in the middle to those, and I love rainbow flashes in crystals. I think they're amazing. So, without further ado, let's have a look and see what's coming through for your week ahead. I have shuffled in between, so just to get as much information for you guys as possible, and hopefully no repeat cards, but if there are repeat cards, it may be a similar message as to the other ones as well. Again, the two at the back want to come through, same as the one in the middle. These two also want to come through, so the top one may also have something to say. But you have the Two of Pentacles. You have the, oh, the Hangman, yeah, repeat card, there we go. You have the Temperance card and the Queen of Cups. Now I'm going to just pull this one just because I know it wanted to come out. Seven of Wands, right. So while I just ruminate and get some information on this, I just want to inform people 2020 readings, because a few people have been asking. 2020 readings are now available. They're on my website and also on Etsy, depending on which you prefer to buy from, and all the details as to how to get one, and also you know what it entails, will be on those web pages. And I am doing 2020 picker cards, but they're slightly shorter. Well, they are shorter than the personal ones and won't have as much information as the general readings, because obviously I'm just doing it for a multitude of people on that one. Just to let you know, because I know some people were interested. So let's have a look and see. So I'm already getting the feeling that some of you may be a water sign, or that you have water in your chart. I also feel like it's similarly to the last group, actually, but not entirely. I do feel that there's kind of a stage of your life, or a period maybe, that you've been kind of pushing up against something, and this is now kind of giving way. It may have been to do with the retrograde, but this is a really strong card. This suggests that you are now out of those waters. You're moving away from those, and you're actually going to find yourself in a much better, more comfortable position, because 7 is about standing up for yourself, having done the work that you need to do, persevere, make sure that you have that continuation of what it was you wanted to do. You've suffered through it, you've slogged through it, you've made your mark, you've continued, and no matter how stressful things got, you've always picked yourself up, you've pulled yourself out of it, and that is a very well done to you if you have gone through such a difficult time lately. So I just feel like for some of you, this is now a time of replenishment. Before it was rest and recuperation, this I feel is more replenishment, getting yourself better and your energies more than your mentality. I think the last one was mentality, this is more energies. So you're probably going to want to balance yourself a little bit more as well. So this is coming through just to suggest that there will be two things that you probably want to focus on this week. Is either health and money, or money and family, or family and health. You know, it doesn't matter which two, but I feel like you should limit yourself in order to gain ground, you know. Somebody's showing me music notes, so I don't know whether this is to do with you singing or finding solace through music, or finding some kind of escape through music, but it does feel like you're actually getting healing from some sort of voice music, maybe ASMR in some cases, but I do feel there's a lot coming through there. And then you have the Hangman, which, like I said, group 1 did. So I feel like this is more to do with having that rest, having that unique vision. You've been at your lowest point. From this different point, you're probably going to now be able to see different things. Even if you haven't been at your lowest of the low, I know for some people it was experiencing a death. For other people it was experiencing some kind of retrograde monstrosity, which is the only thing that I can think of calling it, in regards to how they dealt with things, how they, their lives shifted completely. So it could be a little bit less than those. But also I feel like for some of you it was a big emotional upheaval. Maybe it was a friend got some bad news and you felt it with them. But either way, the residual energy is that you needed to have that sacrifice of spending time doing something that just kind of left you in limbo for a while. You weren't moving forwards and you weren't moving back. So this is now a time to decide where you're wanting to head, really. And then we have temperance, which is putting back all the energy, all the information, all the stress that you expended on it, and kind of cleansing yourself. You're replenishing yourself. Now that you're heading into this, time of renewal, which is the new year, and maybe even for some of you your solar returns, because I get a Sagittarius vibe from that as well. I do feel that there's a generosity of spirit coming through here. You're probably going to also have some more psychic invitations. And when I say psychic invitations, I mean kind of like your higher self, your intuition, your third eye is going to be tapping on the door like that and just trying to get you to read into some certain things. So maybe you don't really want to do that often, you don't really want to focus on that, you don't want to see ghosts, whatever it is. You don't have to do that, but just tune into something, more sensitivity, more emotional sensitivity, maybe towards what's going on in the world with the animals and the floods and the fires and the thing. Maybe you're more sensitive, and that's not necessarily a bad thing. But if you're down and out, you need to replenish in order to deal with those things. I also feel like other people may have been using you as an emotional crutch lately, and that is something that you can just wash that away. So definitely transform yourself this week and make sure that you put some good, maybe again go to a concert, just put some albums on for a day and just dance around the living room. There are no laws, there are no rules. So overcoming difficulty. Well, haven't I just been saying? So these cards are really, really strong for you this week. The worst is now behind you, definitely. And you are surmounting any previous challenges. This reads accurate for me because, for those of you who didn't know, I did lose a pet, a beloved pet of mine who was 25 years old. So he'd been with me since I was about 9 or 10. But he'd been alive for about 2 or 3 years beforehand. I'm not that old. But yeah, it was just something that was just incredible. And so the last 2 weeks has been very difficult. I received his ashes back, and now the healing can start because there's nothing hanging over my head. He's at home, he's with me, and we can continue now. And I think that's kind of what they're asking you to do, is continue your journey now. You've overcome it. You've proved that you have the strength to do it. You've proved that you're now ready to soar into a higher state of being, which is here. And this has probably unlocked a few gates as well for you, mentally, emotionally, but also psychically. So it'll be interesting to see how this amends for you later on. But in the meantime, do let me know, leave a comment below how things are going for you this week. I do have a new moon thingy coming up, live show, so please do get in touch. And also, if you do want the 2020 reading, it'll be up in the sky somewhere or down below. But speak to you guys very, very soon. Blessed be, sending you so much love. And I'm now going to move on to group 3. Hello lovelies, you would have chosen option 3, which is this beautiful opalite. I actually got that from a psychic. It was given to me as a gift just before I left New Zealand by a psychic that I used to go to, so it's got a lot of sentimental value for me. So let's have a look and see what's coming through for you guys this week ahead. Whoops, okay, so that one comes, okay, 5 of Cups. Then we have the Emperor. Then we have the 4 of Cups, and then we have the 9. Let me just get a clarifier. Okay, but also you did have that underneath. So I think this is a week you have to go through in order to get through it, basically. This is just the tail end of Mercury retrograde now, going through a lot of crap. But ultimately, if you can, go through this week I think you'll get to this, because then there was the Ten of Pentacles underneath. So I think this is the foundation of a new start for you. Also, I just wanted to mention, some people have been asking, I am doing 2020 personal readings. They are now available. And I'm going to do picker cards, but they're going to be very simple and very general. If you want a more detailed reading, specifically for you, that will be in the description box below, because I understand some people really want to know what their 2020 is going to look like, because this year has not been what it expected to be. And I do feel like this week is also maybe not something that you expect it to be. So the Five of Cups, the Emperor, the Four of Cups and the Nine of Swords. Two of Swords and the Nine of Cups indicate that you're probably going to have a little bit of a battle between what your heart wants and what your head wants. So maybe people have been telling you to lust after one thing or go for that, and then you're like, well, I would love to be a freelance artist, however, money, because there's not necessarily money in being a freelance artist. So I get that you're trying to balance something out or overcome it, and this seems just like a week that you're having to organize a few things. Whereas the last two readings were in the thick of recovery and starting to, you know, ease themselves out of a period, you may still be in the tail end of it. This Mercury retrograde, I don't think was very nice to you. But I do feel that even though there were some things that you're now trying to put to one side, and there are some things that, you know, you're learning from, the emotions of this card in particular, just to say, oh, you know, there's a release. You're now starting to go forwards. Don't get trapped in your head. Don't get trapped in that mentality of what has been taught to you, maybe by father figures or mentors or educators, of you have to do this and this and this. Because I feel some resistance, you know, your old tricks, your tried and tested tricks of how to recover and how your energy can recover, I don't think they're going to work for you this week. I think you're going to have to try and utilize your intuition to see how you can maneuver yourself into feeling a lot better. Because again, like, oh, have a cup of tea and think of England or whatever, that may not work for you. I think you just need to start trying a little bit different things now. Again, not to say this is going to be horrible, but I just think tail energy, you're going to have to do something different. I also think work bosses, people like that, are going to probably want to, you know, for instance, I see this as a boss being quite, why is the report not on my desk? You know, why, blah, blah. Hence why I do not do that anymore. But it could be that you're resisting something around you, and your body's or your mind is like, you know what, screw that. There you go, leadership. So you are your own leader. It is time for you to assume your leadership power and position and lovingly guide others. The first step is lovingly guiding yourself. I must say that for you. The first step is for you to commit to your own path and your own destiny, and to say, you know what, I am deserving of such and such, and I am deserving of dit. Because at the moment, I honestly don't believe that you have got to answer to anybody else. You know what I mean? You don't have to answer to these people who seem like they want you to obey their recuperation process. Sorry again, gang. Phone issues. But, yeah, you don't have to obey anybody else's thing. You know, what they expect of you, what they demand from you, you know, that feeling of neediness that other people have for you to follow their advice. You don't have to do that. You don't have to pay attention to that, really. And I just feel like there's a lot of caginess around other people. You know, they may be wanting you to give a lot to them but won't give back to you. So now is the time to assert your leadership power and your leadership potential. And, you know, it's kind of like some things where I think that your decision is going to, or whatever you decide, however you come back, however you bounce back into the energies of your true self, your divine self, the self that lifts things up and absolutely crushes the competition, whatever that is, or however you are you know, maneuvering yourself into the next stage this week, because you are going to unlock it. You're going to make a decision to heal and to lead yourself and to be strong. Not necessarily, I'm going to suck it up and just get through it, but understand that there's going to be a process here, and understand that you don't have to solve everything immediately, and that's actually going to lead you to peace. And sorry about the darkness still, but and just to get that wish that you have there, that understanding that you have everything in your arsenal to complete what you need to complete. So I do hope, my lovelies, that was helpful for you. Do let me know in the comments below if it was good for this week for you. As I say, 2020 pick a card readings are coming. If you want a personal one, that is linked down below and probably in the eye in the sky somewhere too. But I love every single one of you. Thank you so much for coming here. Blessed be. I hope you have a fantastic week. Start leading yourself through this journey with your own 2 feet. And I think that you're going to be absolutely marvellous. Take care, and I'll speak to you guys very, very soon.